Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This lecture video is the continuation of my previous lecture video on nucleic acid. Hope this lecture video will be helpful for you all to understand the chemistry of nucleic acid and translation process. In this lecture video, I shall discuss about the translation process. Translation involves decoding a messenger RNA in a ribosome to produce a specific polypeptide chain. The polypeptide later folds into an active protein and performs its functions in the cell. Three types of molecules play key roles in translation process. They are messenger RNA, transfer RNA, and ribosome. In a messenger RNA, the instructions for building a polypeptide come in groups of 3 nucleotides called codon or 3-letter code. Each codon specifies a particular amino acid that is to be placed in the polypeptide chain. A 3-letter code or codon is used because there are 20 different amino acids that are used to make proteins. There are 4 types bases are present in messenger RNA, and that's why total 64 combinations of codon are possible for the messenger RNA. Among the 64 codons, 61 specify a particular amino acid during translation. This means that more than one codon specifies one amino acid out of the 20 amino acids. The remaining 3 codons, that is UAA, UAG, and UGA, are stop codons, which signify the end of a polypeptide chain. Besides selecting the amino acid methionine, the codon AUG also serves as the initiator codon, which starts the synthesis of a protein. This relationship between messenger RNA codons and amino acids are known as the genetic code. If a 2-letter code were used, there would not be enough codons to select all 20 amino acids, because in this case only 16 codon combination is possible. But we know that 20 different amino acids are used to make protein. Transfer RNA. In translation, the codons of an messenger RNA are read in order, that is, from the 5' end to the 3' end, by molecules called transfer RNAs or tRNAs, which are small non-coding RNA chain consists of 74 to 93 nucleotides that transport amino acids to the ribosome. Each tRNA molecule has 2 important sites of attachment. One site, called the anticodon, binds to the codon on the messenger RNA molecule. The other site attaches to a particular amino acid. During protein synthesis, the anticodon of a tRNA molecule base pairs with the appropriate complementary messenger RNA codon. Ribosome. During translation, tRNAs bind to messenger RNAs inside of a protein and RNA structure called the ribosome. Ribosomes are made up of two subunits, a large one and a smaller one. Each subunit contains ribosomal RNA, that is rRNA, and proteins. Protein synthesis starts when the two subunits bind to messenger RNA along with tRNA. Translation proceeds in three phases: initiation, elongation, and termination. Initiation stage. Messenger RNA formed after transcription act as a template for protein synthesis. In the cytoplasm, there is an enzyme named amino acyl tRNA synthetase, which has two binding sites. Amino acid methionine binds in one site of the enzyme, and then an ATP molecule binds with the amino acid. A pyrophosphate is released during binding of ATP with methionine, resulting in activation of the amino acid. Then the tRNA binds to the other side of the enzyme. Finally, the tRNA and activated amino acid bind together. This amino acylated tRNA is known as MET-tRNA and is released from the enzyme. This marks the commencement of first stage of protein synthesis, the initiation stage. During this initiation stage, the small subunit of ribosome binds to the 5' end of the messenger RNA strand by recognizing the 5' GTP cap. Then, this ribosomal small subunit moves along the messenger RNA in the 3' direction until recognizes the initiator or start codon AUG. At this point, MET-tRNA possessing the anticodon UAC pairs up with AUG codon of the messenger RNA. Then, the large subunit of ribosome combines with the small subunit. The large subunit has three sites: acceptor site or A site, peptidal site or P site, and exit site or E site. MET-tRNA starts out in the middle slot of the ribosome, that is, in the P site. This whole unit forms the initiation complex. Then, this is followed by elongation stage. In bacteria, the small ribosomal subunit attaches directly to certain sequences known as Shine-Dalgarno sequences in the messenger RNA instead of 5' end. These Shine-Dalgarno sequences come just before start codons and point them out to the ribosome. Bacterial genes are often transcribed in groups called operons. So one bacterial messenger RNA can contain the coding sequences for several genes. A Shine-Dalgarno sequence marks the start of each coding sequence, letting the ribosome find the right start codon for each gene. Elongation stage. mTRNA of the initiation complex is present in the P site of the ribosome. Next to it, a fresh codon is exposed in another slot called the A site. The A site will be the landing site for the next tRNA, one whose anticodon is a perfect, that is complementary match for the exposed codon. Once the matching tRNA has landed in the A site, it's time for the action, that is the formation of the peptide bond that connects one amino acid to another. This step transfers the methionine from the first tRNA onto the amino acid of the second tRNA in the A site. Once the peptide bond is formed, the mRNA is pulled onward through the ribosome by exactly one codon. This shift allows the first empty tRNA to drift out via the E or exit site. It also exposes a new codon in the A site, so the whole cycle can repeat. Termination stage. Translation ends in a process called termination. Termination happens when a stop codon, that is UAA, UAG or UGA in the messenger RNA enters in the A site. Stop codons are recognized by proteins called release factors, which fit neatly into the A site, though they are not tRNAs. Release factors mess with the enzyme that normally forms peptide bond. They make it add a water molecule to the last amino acid of the chain. This reaction separates the polypeptide chain from the tRNA and the chain is released. At this stage, small and large ribosomal subunits separate from the messenger RNA, and each element can quickly take part in another round of translation. Here we can see the animated translation process. Processing. Polypeptides often need some edits. During and after translation, amino acids may be chemically altered or removed. The new polypeptide will also fold into a distinct 3D structure and may join with other polypeptides to make a multi-part protein. Many proteins are good at folding on their own, but some need helpers, that is, chaperones, to keep them from sticking together incorrectly during the complex process of folding. Some proteins also contain special amino acid sequences that direct them to certain parts of the cell. These sequences, often found close to the N or C terminus, can be thought of as the protein's train ticket to its final destination. In prokaryotes, translation occurs in the cytosol, where the large and small subunits of the ribosome bind to the messenger RNA. In eukaryotes, translation occurs in the cytoplasm or across the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum in a process called co-translational translocation. In co-translational translocation, the entire ribosome messenger RNA complex binds to the outer membrane of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the new protein is synthesized and released into the endoplasmic reticulum. Then the newly created polypeptides can be stored inside the endoplasmic reticulum for future vesicle transport and secretion outside the cell or immediately secreted. Roles of nucleic acids. DNA contains genes, the information needed to synthesize functional proteins and RNAs. DNA contains segments that play a role in regulation of gene expression. Ribosomal RNAs are components of ribosomes playing a role in protein synthesis. Messenger RNAs carry genetic information from a gene to the ribosome. Transfer RNAs translate information in messenger RNA into an amino acid sequence. RNAs have other functions and can in some cases perform catalysis. That's all for today. Hope all of you enjoyed my lecture video. If you like my lecture video, then don't forget to click the like button. You can also share my lecture videos to your friends and can also put your comments. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Your subscription will encourage me to make more lecture videos for you all. Thank you.